All right. Good evening, LinkedIn. Dave Wilson, the Ringer Hire Show. Well, maybe the Ringer Hire, but maybe I should say Munster job boards. Right? How you doing, Melissa?
Good. How are you, David?
Well, I'm out of
I
you were
like your
the first
shirt.
one. I know the first company that look at I am really moving up in the world. I am on here with Munster.com and we're going to talk about the job board. So you knew the drill. We'll be right back after this. Got to find the right video. Here we go. Woo! I still love that music. I could just
I love that. It gets better and better every time we do a show.
yeah, I try to make new ones and different. But listen, everybody, I want to welcome Melissa Bowman of Senior Major Account Executive at Munster
Monster.
Job Boards. I'm going to say job boards because I'm going to say Munster. But Melissa, at this time, we've been friends from college for over 2-3 years now. And it's nice to always have you on, but it's time to introduce yourself and let's go right into it.
I appreciate that. I am Melissa Bowman. I am an account manager or senior sales account executive for Monster. I have been a Monster since October, so I am one of the new ones with the company, but I am super excited to be here and talk about what we do. We're more than a job board. We do so much more than that. And that's what I'm very excited about, so we can get the word out to everybody and try and get some candidates to submit their resumes and get some employers to reach out to us.
Well, I'll tell you what, like I told you before the show is, so I was doing the research on it with the job boards, and I'm, my God, this is going to be part one of every 2 weeks, a little series of what Munster offers, because I'll tell you what, I couldn't, there's no way to talk about it all. There's just no way.
We'd be here for days.
I know. And I learned so much and I told you how everything is just really, really together in this between the videos. And we're going to go over some things. But my first question to you is one of the biggest ones that I get asked about a lot too, is the ATS systems. And you see it on LinkedIn a lot. A lot of people talk about keywords, and people actually will be like, no, you can't use that format, this format. Talk about that.
We are able to integrate with a number of ATS systems. So what that means is for employers with their ATSs, applicant tracking systems, for any candidates that are looking at that or listening to this, they will put their job postings through their ATS, and we can integrate so their job postings go straight to Monster. So they don't have to do it in two different systems. So with that ATS, they can find candidates, they can post the jobs, candidates can apply through the Monster platform and be directed straight through to that ATS. So everything is housed in one system for employers. It's a very easy process, and we have partnered with a ton of ATS systems. So it makes it easier for employers and candidates to work with Monster and kind of have their feels out there with their postings, and candidates can reach them in the same aspect.
I can reach them. And I see Steve's on the show. Hey, Steve, Utah,
Hi, Steve.
He's the man. Yep. And I know, Steve, you're going to have a question, Steve, with job boards. I know you are. So I'm looking forward to his questions. Trust me. I know he's going to ask one about that with the ATSs, because you get asked a lot. And how many keywords do you need? I mean, that's the way I look at it. If you're in management or you're looking supply chain, logistics, I mean, how many words does it take to get that job up in front of the candidate?
Well, it just depends. I mean, we always say that you should have the title of the job 2 or 3 times within the introduction paragraph. Outline the benefits. You can list every single specific, but what you have to keep in mind is what the candidate is experiencing, because 98% of people, I believe, are on their mobile phones and applying
Yes.
through their mobile phones. So the lengthier it is, the more chance there is that they may just move on to the next one. So you don't have to have a ton of keywords, but high level points of those specifics that you are in need of from a candidate are important.
I have to do this. James has his own show. Hey, James. But I just wanted to say, James, nobody has a Munster t-shirt thing. So I'm going to try. James is a great podcast he does and everything. I like his shows. He has a lot about sales. So he's definitely one you want to connect with. But James, absolutely. I got a t-shirt and I don't think you have a Munster one. I just had to say that. Even to Steve, I got the t-shirt Munster job board. So that's my notch. But you were talking about, when you said the formats, about links. Mm-hmm. You said about the links. What was that about?
So with our platform, when employers post their job, they have the option to either have resumes sent directly to an email or a URL link. So with that URL link, if they have a careers page, which most companies do, then they can put that URL for that particular job that posting is for. Candidates can click on it and it'll take them straight to their career page.
It'll take them to the clients.
Correct.
Right. The employers. Mm-hmm. Right. Yep. Yeah. Because that, in my opinion, let me always say this, in my opinion, because I always get messages afterwards or something, but I like that part of it. Because listen, you're going on the job boards, you find a job, to utilize it easy. I mean, to go right to that page for the URL, I just think it helps and makes everything a smoother transition.
Yes, it does make it a smooth transition. We also have the easy apply button as well that I believe, and keep in mind, I'm still new, but I believe can tie back to that. But next show, I might have to correct myself.
All right. Well, Steve's got a question for you. Here you go.
How do you stand out in this world of record high number of job postings?
Wow.
Branding. That is so important for companies. Put your best foot forward. And that's what I'm so excited about this show, because there's so much more that Monster does than just post jobs. We build branded pages for clients. So with that, it's your branding. It is outlining the value that your employees or future employees will feel through your posting. They want to know right up front, am I going to be valued? Outline your benefits. Talk about the culture. If you're aiming for veterans, if you're aiming for, a diversified staff, talk about that. People want to see that. And that is what makes everyone stand out more so than someone who's just listing a bunch of bullet points of what they are looking for in a candidate.
And that's, like I said, that'll be definitely part of this series, because, what is a good job description? Everybody has different opinions. And I just, whatever works for me. I mean, I could probably show 10 different ways to do a job description. Some people keep it long, keep it short, but then I feel if you keep it too short, you got to put some effort into it.
Right.
Some, and I don't know. It's just me it's the same thing with ATS is. Now, Bill Bradford, all in Pittsburgh.
Hi, Bill.
Hey, Bill, how you doing? I haven't seen him in a while. Here's the man. Kenny B, savor the flavor, the awesomeness you serve. Kenny, he's like a rock star. He is every live show.
I know. I've seen him.
He is on it. Tubia. Oh, see Tubia again.
Hey, Tubia.
Yes. I got the t-shirt for Munster job boards. I know. But this is my first, so I'm going to take this moment to say I've made it in this world. On my podcast, my first t-shirt. I got a lot more coming, I hope. So we'll see. Kenny, now these guys are going to be telling everybody about. I tell employers short and sweet wins. Do you find, what's your opinion on that? I guess
it all depends. The market right now is extremely challenging,
Yeah.
and everyone knows that. We are all feeling the hurt, every single one of us. Employers, job boards, candidates. It's a candidate market right now,
Yeah.
and it's driven by what they want. And what they want is to have that picture painted for them. They want to know what it's going to be like. They don't like to waste time. They
Right.
used to apply to 8 jobs. Now they're applying to 2.5. So they're being very, very selective. Short and sweet very well could win. But
Yep.
if it's a higher level, maybe
Yeah.
not. If it's a laborer, maybe not, because you just have to kind of figure out
Yep.
the candidate market and what the position entails and what you want to highlight.
Yep.
So it works for some, and others you need to have a longer description.
And it does. And I think I know some people just copy and paste from others. I
Mhm.
see it and everything like that. But, the long ones, listen, again, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. It's whatever works. I like, whatever works for you. And with being at different companies, I've noticed the same thing. Entry level for logistics, you don't listen. I mean, they just want to go to work. They're in logistics. They just want
Right.
to know where and, pay rates. And I think you can still keep it professional too.
You
Like you said,
could, absolutely.
you got to have
Absolutely.
that in there about your company. Like you said, the culture. And, I do like how they add, you want to add, I think you need to add more about the culture and different things that we always talk about. Everybody says this, like I told you, I have the flexibility if I want to work 1 or 2 days home.
Mhm.
That's nice.
Right.
If that was on a job description, whoa, I'd be like, all right,
Pique
look
your
at that.
interest. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got one more from, let's see. Oh, here we go. Oh, Steve's really getting in. Look at this. What jobs are being searched to the most in Q1?
Oh,
Ooh.
that's heavy.
This is part
I
1
know
of number 10.
right, right. I know we had a link that you and I were
Yeah.
discussing. I believe one of them were accountants. Others
Yes.
were
Ooh.
maybe
No.
was it the healthcare industry?
Oh, I'm going to find it because I'm going to prove Steve wrong too. That it was on here. Steve, we're going to get to that because I know it's there. I know it's there. But like you said, what I like about it is, well, let me back that up. Let me talk. One of the really important things I like about Munster is about the veterans jobs.
Mm-hmm.
This will, if anybody's listening to it right now, I love this, how they introduce it, and you want to talk about it.
Yes. The veterans, I'm a spouse of a veteran. So this is very near and dear to my heart. And when I learned that Monster owns the largest
Yeah.
military veteran site, it warmed my heart. There is so much that we offer to veterans. And I, of course, am not in that department, so I can't speak to the logistics and the specifics. I can just talk high level of what I am aware of. We provide classes to veterans. So I just got on here, and the free masterclass that is popping up is interview skills for veterans, how to nail the job offer. So veterans, as they transition back to civilian life, can come here. Their spouses can come here. There are veteran-friendly employers that are highlighted on the website. We have what's called the military skills translator. So a veteran can come in here. My husband actually did this when I first started. They can type in their MOS, and it will outline the type of jobs that their skills learned in the military can transition to a civilian position.
What am I going to get for tanks?
That's what my husband is.
Yeah. Well, he's M1 Abrams and all those tanks. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And everyone that works with Military.com is a veteran. So there is so much knowledge behind all of this. And they are probably one of the best departments out of all of my jobs that I have ever spoken with because of their passion for veterans.
Military.com.
Correct.
That is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
We got Rob. Hey, Rob, how's it going? Rob, I know he's going to have a question. I know he are. Kenny's just going to be talking to everybody on the show. You can just tell Kenny. What are your thoughts about Facebook dropping free job postings and TikTok adding job boards? Boy, he's full of questions tonight. I like that.
He is. I love it.
They did drop them. I know that because that was
Yeah.
February 19th. They did away with the free job boards all the way across. Now, my opinion on that is going to tend to, people are going to be going to the job boards more often, I believe, because a lot of those free, you could look at it, but it's going to make it harder for the candidates. So that's why they're going to have to come back to, new types, monster job boards, and I don't know if you want to take on about this too.
Yeah. Facebook, I'm not a fan of Facebook as a person myself, but for the free job postings, I'm sure they were helpful, but with them dropping it, yes, I think that is going to make clients want to reach out to job boards. My thing here with TikTok, if they're and I'm not a TikToker, but adding job boards to there, I don't think that's going to do much good, because most everyone on there is just making silly videos or videos about politics or, whatever the case is. I'm not real certain that's going to be successful with job boards. People don't go to TikTok to look for
on
things
my show
like
last
that.
night. I got attacked on my show last night when I said about TikTok. I don't like all that. And they were saying, Dave, you're older. You're like older and you're not into it. And I'm like, oh, what you just said, I'm like the same way. In my opinion, for that, I guess it just comes down to the generation of what.
It could. Yeah. I mean, it very well could. Like you and I were talking about before the show, younger people, 22-year-olds, millennials, they don't really know who Monster is, so they may go, it may be successful, and I might just have to eat my words. But, in my mind, as a professional, I would not go to TikTok looking for a job.
No, I'll tell you what, let's make a deal with Steven, since we're going to do a show every 2 weeks on this. Why don't we have a vote on Steve, how he can dance and sell jobs? Steve, so I want you to do a TikTok video that I'll put on here of you dancing, selling your jobs. That's a really good.
Oh, it'd be another like mayhem commercial.
So we want to challenge Stephen Farrell to a TikTok video so we can promote in 2 weeks to see how we do, Steve. That'll be funny. No, and I'm glad we're talking about this again, about Munster job boards with Melissa Bowman. It's a great. I told everybody before, I'm not kidding you. I got like 13 pages here, and everybody knows I write books, but this is all written notes and typed. And another thing I wanted to talk to you about is Search Monster. And the reason I like this, I'm going to let you tell you what it's about.
Search Monster is our platform for employers to be able to search for candidates. This is one of my favorite tools that I've learned with Monster. Clients can get in there with unlimited users. It used to be they had to pay for seats. Okay. Now they do not. It's unlimited users. You can get in there. You can type out your title. You can type by keywords. You can put in your location and a radius. There's advanced options. Once you have that search, you're going to have hundreds, if not thousands of people match that title or those keywords. You can specify within Search Monster what specifics you're looking for. I have several clients that work with government positions, so they need clearance. Okay. We have that option in there, so they can input the clearance level that they need someone to be at.
Oh, wow.
You can search by distance. You can add additional locations. So if you have a salesperson in Vermont and a salesperson in Nevada, you can put that in there, and any candidate within those areas will populate. You can remind or tell us to, what's it called? Oh, see, you made me.
I love
Goodness gracious. You can have an update. So you can tell Search Monster to update you whenever any candidate comes in, updates their resume, and or
when it updates,
inputs their resume. So if someone puts accountant in, and that's what you're looking for, you're going to get an email. So you don't have to go in. You can just jump right in there and immediately reach out to them.
That
There
makes sense.
is, yep, there's text messaging options that in real time you can text message from the platform.
That's what I wanted
Candidates,
to bring up. So
yes,
in live time,
in live time.
listen to this, everyone. Live time.
In live time, yes. So we have a platform that if the candidate has opted in for text messaging, you can text them directly from your Monster platform, and it's not tied to your phone. They're not going to tie up your business line. You can keep track of your threads and communicate back and forth with the candidates in the Monster platform, and that comes with the Search Monster solution.
And that's got to be, I like that because especially with spam and all that. And you're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my God, what's this?
Right.
Well, the guys on the show tonight here, well, first of all, Steve has accepted the challenge.
I can't wait.
Kenny wants to see a dance off. I'm like, all right, well, I'll tell you what. If Steve does a good video in 2 weeks, maybe I'll do one in 2 weeks after. We'll see. These guys now they're talking, Robs. I don't anything about TikTok at all. I guess I'm old school. They watch the videos, and then I watch YouTube. All right, so that's pretty good. These guys they'll be going on and on. But that's a pretty cool. And what I did like, I know when I looked, went on the app, it was really user friendly. I mean, that was really easy. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting in there, and then once I put the location, I'll tell you what, I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but I was like, hey, look at this job. Look at this job.
Yeah.
Everything came up on Allentown, Pennsylvania. I was like,
Yep.
whoa. I didn't even do nothing. I didn't do anything at all. So I will say that was fast.
Mm-hmm.
So you said they're really coming up with the new functions and everything, but that was fast.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
it's
love
very user friendly, very user friendly. Candidates can jump in there. They can take a look at company profiles. They can click on links for companies in specific areas,
Right.
retail, logistics, IT. We will list companies. There are several resources in there for them. They just need to input their resume and wait to be contacted, or reach out to those employers as well and apply to those positions. It's the easiest system I have ever been on.
I liked it because I watched the video of it, and the other function I liked about it was I always have to Google things for a show, like interview questions. And there was about job on there discussion that has the 100 top interview questions,
Mm-hmm.
which I thought that was pretty cool. So I was like, oh my God. Then what I liked is it gave you everything about behavioral questions, as what is your latest project? How was your work criticized? Examples yet to provide for your work. So they really laid out all the questions that
Mm-hmm.
I could do a show on. That was nice.
Yeah,
how they do that.
absolutely.
And that and also salary questions, because a lot of people get, you do see it like, what's your salary here? But it was all about learning what your salary you're seeking, what's your salary history, career development questions.
Mm-hmm.
What you're looking for intern as a career, what are your
Mm-hmm.
goals? And then it came back to a lot of personal things about, I wrote them all down: work style, culture, your ideas you've implemented, positive stuff about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a whole show in its own.
Absolutely, it is. There are so many resources on Monster that maybe not many people know about or aren't utilizing, and that's why I'm so excited about this show, because I want to get the word out there and help build the Monster brand and help people find jobs. There are so many jobs out there, and if we can help get people back to work, then I've done my job, and that's what I'm so excited about, is helping as many people as we can help.
It is. And Steve, are those texts logged in at the ATS as well? Wow, he's coming up with some questions.
He is. And no, they are not. ATSs don't have the capabilities or algorithms or something to allow the texting from Monster to be input and used through an ATS. So a lot of times what we have are clients who need that, the texting and the email campaigns, as well as ATS views. So we can split it. We can have a certain number of views for ATS, so the recruiters can easily go in there and do what they need to do. And then we can have views where they can jump to Monster, they can do their views, they can text message, and then have track of those text messages within the Monster platform.
That's awesome, Steve. I hope that answered it, because I thought it was different. What I thought he was saying is it logged into where like you're locked in now forever. They got your cell phone number. They're going to text you everything. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things like people might opt out, and I just say, listen, try it. If it gets you a job, I mean, it's a no-brainer. If it gets you a job. And Tuvi said too, on his platform, you can text, schedule live interviews with the candidates, and they're just some of the new things. You know, we've talked about it a lot about videos. I mean, there's so many even different things out there for that. I've talked so many times about it, and
yes, you have.
And I get so many messages anymore too now. It's just like, why? No, this. I'm like, you know what? You got to try something. If there's something on here, and I'm not just saying it, I'll say it because I mean it. There was no way that I was going to do a show fully on everything that on Monster.
We'd be here forever.
Insane. But I did like this. I took a screenshot of it, and I was like, it was pretty funny. So they came up with a section. It was brain teasers. They have a section on there to where if you're in an interview, and I've heard of stuff like this being done, but these were questions that they'd ask in an interview, like, how many times do a clock's hands overlap in a day?
Oh, goodness gracious.
Tell me 10 ways to use a pencil other than writing. Yeah, these were things that they offer when you go on the page here because some people like to break the ice.
Yeah.
You know, and they'll do some funny things. Why is there fuzz on a tennis ball? And one more, let me see. One more on their thing they had. With your eyes closed, tell me step by step how to tie my shoes. What the heck?
See, we're all about having fun, breaking the ice. You know, the whole company is a family. The whole company is a team, and the whole company supports clients no matter what. And I don't know how other competitors manage their accounts, but my clients get me. You email me, I'm responding. You call me, I'm taking the call. And if I can't, I'm going to give you a call as soon as I can, you know, and it's that first frontline approach that you and I talked about this a couple of shows ago, that humanistic type of, hey, how you doing? You know, they're going to get that from their account managers. They're going to get that from their media managers. Everyone is open for questions and to help anyone whenever needed. And that's what I love about this company. This company is not only veteran friendly, they're diversified, they accept people for who they are, and they just want you to build those relationships and project your personality and the passion you have for helping people.
To help them.
And that's what we all do.
And I love it. And okay, Kenny's still on his TikTok. Where doctors, lawyers, plumbers post videos. Kenny, I'll challenge you to put me on, you know, to do a doctor and get a lawyer. I didn't know that, you know. And like Tuvia says, you know, you're the face. You're the face of it, you know, of Monster, you know. And people, again, I just wish on LinkedIn even and would do more videos, people just being themselves. I know it's not easy. We've done the shows when we first started out, but it just shows who you are. Like, we know you care, you know, you care about, you'll help anybody on here, anybody that would reach out to you. And you said that you're going to put all your information on here. So
that's fine.
It's going on. And I guarantee you that you'll reach out to him. Here we go. Steve again. He's really on fire tonight. Do you find screening questions and assessments on job boards a deterrent for job seekers? That's a good one. Geez, you got some good ones tonight.
Yes, I do. And I believe as a whole, we do as a company, just because we think it's best that the efficiency of an applicant when they process through your application process is smooth and efficient. You know, I've seen websites that have, You have to fill out an application. You got to answer, 17 different kinds of questions. You have to think mobile. They're on their mobile phone.
Yep.
Who is going to do all of that? I know I wouldn't. I would not. Let me send you my resume. Let's have a chat, and then we can talk about all of this in person. And that seems to be where the market is at right now. So
Right.
I do think it is a deterrent, very significantly. Yes.
And he's right there. And the only thing I like about it is if there's one or two deal breakers, and sometimes I don't think they listen, but like you must work weekends. Weekends mandatory. If you don't put that on there, some people still don't listen. But if it's a deal breaker, then at least I don't believe it goes through on some of the questions. It's either a yes or a no, whether the resume goes forward. But like for what you're saying, I kind of agree with what you're saying too. Because on my phone, if I had to do a job assessment on my phone, come on,
Yeah.
There's a section on here, Steve, in Munster jobs. They have a section on there actually to where you can learn about all the kind of personality tests and all the kind of assessment jobs. And they have that on there. So
yeah, I mean, if there's assessments, absolutely provide them after you've had that initial conversation.
Yep.
And then from there, it's golden. They can take the assessment, you can make a determination and go from there.
And that's what I like. And look, all right, we got an agree, Steve. So we got an agreed on that one. So he likes that one. The other thing that I kind of liked about, you get a lot of candidates that don't know how to make a resume. Let's face it. Not everybody knows how to make a resume. And then all you hear is sometimes, well, I applied a resume on, Munster board or any job board. But now why do I have to do another one? On Munster, I like because they actually gave so many samples of law school, Kenny, government resumes, acting resumes for beginners, medical billing, and medical marketing was the number one, Steve. So got that one covered. But there again, it shows you and gives you examples. I like the template, kind of like to be able to show you.
Absolutely.
So that was something.
Yeah, those resources are available for candidates. We can do a free assessment. We can write it for them. We can do cover letters. We can do a makeover on their LinkedIn profile. So all of that is available. Absolutely.
And that comes down to, like, again, the personal touch. And
Absolutely.
all right, Bill. I say it like it was, Bill. I don't even know what I said. Bill's awesome. Well, everybody on here anyway. You've been on the show a couple of times, and everybody knows you. You're actually close to Bill, aren't you? I got to find out where are you at? You're in Ohio, right?
Oh, yes, I am. He's the one in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Yes, yeah. I am close to him. I'm in Canton.
That's what I thought. I know you two were close. The other thing. Oh, here we go. So, what I liked about for the candidate, and we've told ourselves that's what we're going to concentrate on tonight, part one of many. I like how they gave a lot of it was reading. I mean, the latest career advice. It gives you a whole section on career advice. So if somebody just starting out, you can go there. And I read it all. I was like, I'm thinking, how am I going to do this show? I'm like, am I going to show this? You got to just go to it. I really like the format, and to where you can go on there and learn career advice. And then there was stuff about health certificate programs that boost your career, management careers, players and fans. It went on and on and on. And I write a killer resume. 5 reasons you need a free resume review, and Munster gives you a free resume review, right?
Yes.
That's outstanding. Oh, here we go. Bill, I was in Akron today.
Oh, nice. You're just up the road.
Yeah, he's right there.
Or at least you were.
But that's what I liked about everything. And I was doing it on my phone. And it was pretty easy. I mean, I was like, all right, it didn't have everything about just the job board. The jobs. I stayed on. I watched that video 4 times.
We're here to help. Yeah, we're here to help. We want to make your life as easy as possible and as efficient as possible.
It is. And I have a couple more things. There was another one I liked. Oh, I'm sorry. No, let me back that up, because this comes back to almost like a veterans in a way. You said it in the beginning, how do you put volunteer work on a resume?
Mm-hmm.
That's really important too. Entry level resume questions and answers. What do employers look for in a resume? Choose the right skills for a resume.
Mm-hmm.
All of them. But I did like that about volunteer work,
Mm-hmm.
because I think that goes into your little. It's got to show something. I'm trying to think how that would, but it's got to be something like with keywords, maybe, or I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that.
Well, it could be, if, I volunteer a lot, I have several things on my resume that I've volunteered for. So if anyone was looking for volunteers for a project,
Yeah.
they could find that keyword in Search Monster and my resume should pull up,
Right.
or anyone who
Oh,
does
right.
a
Yeah,
lot
but
of
you would.
volunteering.
That
Yes.
that makes
Yeah.
total sense why they have that on there. Because it even the things that I talked about here. Remember, I'm telling you, it shows. I put the question marks after, but it's on there. Everything that I read about here, everybody, it's on there to read. This is just the beginning of it. So entry level resume questions and answers. You can scroll and read it and learn. That's what I did from it. I was like, oh my God, I spent like 3 hours into this today.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I learned so much. Two more things. There's even for salary tools. I kind of like that. Search what you are worth. First of all, I like that word, the wording.
Mm-hmm.
Search what you are worth. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's like, because everybody says, what's your salary expectations? And they talk about, discuss hot jobs that pay 80K.
Mm-hmm.
So at least you have an option where you're going to go.
Right.
And and then it had college majors with highest starting salaries, top paying jobs by major.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're putting all this in there, everything's just coming back.
Yep.
I mean, there's nothing that it's missing there. And it shows explore companies to find the best fit. So everything that you put in there, it's going to come back and recommend in an email everything in jobs for you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It sure is.
No, I just don't even know what I said. Here we go. How will you advertise in a job that you don't screen for THC without sending the wrong message? Whoa. Well, we're getting some questions there. I think that's me personally, Steve. I'm not sure if that's something new. I mean, it's all state-based. How would you advertise a job ad that you don't screen for THC without sending the wrong message? Wow. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know.
I'm assuming there's drug screening as a whole, but that's just not part of the screening.
Yeah, because I know a lot of companies, a lot of states are coming through with it. THC, they're accepted medical marijuana cards. I've had people come in and ask that. I mean, they've asked it, but I've never put it on a job description, so I don't know how to answer that one.
Yeah, I don't either. I've not seen anything like that. I just speaking for myself, I would venture a guess that you can always put in a little blurb or what you want to call it. We do drug screen. Information will be discussed in an interview, or whatever the case is.
Well, we passed. Correct.
Okay.
We got that one, Stevie boy. I don't know who got the answer, Steve, but you were on fire tonight. I mean, you could tell. I mean, these questions are. I knew he would do this. I knew he would do it. But in my real opinion, Steve, you don't want me to tell my real opinion about that, because I'm not going to go there. That's on another show. Let's see. I got one more thing here. Oh, I wanted to talk about I liked how it came up when I opened up the app, and most popular jobs in Allentown came right up.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, I've never seen it like that, because I was just scrolling. I'm like, all right. Like I swear it was listening to me.
You never know.
You never know. I know, right? And that's the kind of thing. And then the last two, cover letters and resumes. Mm-hmm. It gave resume writing tips, and they were really good tips. Trust me. Mm-hmm. I've done shows on it, and I was like, I'm going right here. Everything's awesome. Right there for me. And the importance of cover letters. They discussed it. Or they cover letter samples. Do people send them? I just think Munster has it all in there and has it covered.
Mm-hmm. We do. And like I said, we would be here for days talking about everything. There is just so much that we offer to candidates and to clients.
Right.
If we can get everyone out there
Yeah.
jumping on the website and seeing everything that we're talking about, we could solve so many employment issues and get people into jobs and have people write new resumes. So,
Right.
yes, there's just so much information and so many solutions we offer to clients. We're focused on getting companies to articulate who they are
Right.
and what they are looking for in candidates. This is good for not only the job seekers, but for the companies that are hiring as well.
And that's why I said I wouldn't listen. I mean, I know you, so I know you wouldn't just take a position with something that you wouldn't have a passion for, because I've known
No.
you in the past.
Right.
I think it comes down to that, to where when we talked about it, listen, if we didn't talk about it, I wouldn't have gone on here and looked at it like this. I just
Right.
didn't know there was so much. So that I'm not just saying, I really learned a lot from this.
Mm-hmm.
One more thing that I want to talk about, what I did like, I don't think I brought up about the featured section.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go on that phone app, it's right there. You scroll down after you could do your keywords or anything, but if you scroll down, it had like nursing, new grads, part-time, and remote.
Mm-hmm.
And under each section, like for new grads, it came up with 0 years of experience, no problem, 0 problem. It outlined everything what you should do.
Yep.
It's right there. I mean, so you don't have to ask.
Right.
The next one, part-time, it showed just the part-time jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And that I like, because even on the remote, there's the remote positions, like how many people want to work remote. But then I like the part when we talked about experience with working remote. Not everybody, you got to know the job.
Right.
You can't just say I want a remote, but there's remote positions that have no degree required.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just a good thing. And again, I mean, whew, it's a lot of stuff.
It is. And those featured options are great because it will outline companies. We list companies that are hiring
Yep.
part-time people. So you don't have to go in and kind of search and put in part-time and all that other jazz. You can just click that link, go in there and see what companies are looking. Check their company profile out, look at their jobs, apply.
And that's it. I love it. Melissa, I want to thank you again. I mean, we're going to be back here in 2 weeks. Part 2, we're going to be talking about for the clients and the employers out there. But I think we passed tonight with Steve. I think we passed with him tonight. He was a really good. He put you to the test.
He did.
He did. He did.
I'm glad I passed because, like I said, I am still a newbie.
A newbie. And I'll tell you what, when I see that tick, Steve, you got 2 weeks. If you do it, Steve, the next 2 weeks, the next show, then I will have one. I will figure it out. So if that's what takes Steve to follow the show, I think it is. But Melissa, if you want to,
that might be the next thing that we have to do to get the show to the next plateau.
To the next plateau. Oh my God!
You do one, I'll do one.
I'll do one. But if you just want to, he's like, all right,
you do it in our monster teas.
All right. But if you want to, introduce yourself again, what you do, how to get a hold of you, and I think that you said that you would put on the link. Email, if you have that on there, but if you want to put any kind of links in the comments and everything.
Yes, let me just do that right now. Wait, where do I do that at?
Right under comments.
Right under
you
comments.
Can do it. Yep, post a comment. It's right on the scroll to the bottom where Steve says passed. Boom, right there. There's a little box.
Oh, nothing's coming up.
Oh.
It just says passed.
Passed?
Well, I'll just put it out there. It's monster.com. For candidates that want to put their resumes out there to find that perfect job for your next chapter in life. My number is 978-461-8491. So if you want to reach out to me, I'm more than happy to talk to you. If you happen to already have an account, I'll forward you over to your current account manager or whomever's in charge of your company. We do, help anybody that calls. The number to Monster is 1-800-MONSTER. So that's feel free to contact us. We've got a great customer service department. We've got, anyone and everyone I've talked to, and there are thousands of us, are so much fun and so caring. So you're going to get the same attention as you would from me.
I don't think I could say it any better. So thank you so much. And we'll everybody, share the video. And if anybody's looking for work, it's a great way to help somebody out. It's another
Absolutely.
option. It's another option. Even if some people, well, I use this, you know what? Try something else.
Yes.
Because if you haven't tried Monster lately, try it now. Try it. You could, the worst thing I always tell is, guess what? You can get a job.
Yep, you can get a job. You can find the perfect candidate. We're an older company. We've been around the longest, but we have so many new solutions. Yep. So you never know what you might be missing out on.
All right, and we'll see you back in 2 weeks, and I'll talk to you right after this. Everybody have a great night, and thanks a lot.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks. Bye-bye.